All right, hello everybody. It's your boy bankbank coming at you again with another ROM hacking video. This one is about H32 to H40 conversions for Genesis slash Mega Drive. So this list was compiled by Firebrand X, all credit to them, and it lists games that have their gameplay primarily in 256 mode. So just so you understand, NES and Super Famicom in general are 256 wide, 256, 256 going this way. Ugh. And Mega Drive is either 256 by 224 or 320 by 224. So it could be the same as this, or it could be this, if that makes sense. So usually games use this. Sonic uses this. This is wider. It's quote-unquote better. But games that were multi-platform on Super NES and Super NES and Mega Drive often used 256 on Mega Drive because then everything you do works the same graphically on both systems, horizontally wise. So this is like a whole list, and I've kind of gone through and made some notes. This Mickey game, it's already basically done. I mean, I could work on it more, but it's pretty much done. And now for this video, I'm going to go through how I did a hack for a simpler game, CrossFire, which I believe is an NES port. And so it's a very simple, relatively simple, relatively straightforward process. So I have in my ROM hack folder, I made a whole project called H40 for all these different games. And if we go into ROMs, you can see these are all the games that I'm planning on working on or testing or looking into. So backup has the original games. Let's see, it has the date. It should say 1996 for the original ROMs, but whatever. Oh, yeah. 19. These are all the original ROMs. So a big part of ROM hacking is being organized. Or ROM hacking effectively is being organized. So I've got the original games, the original ROMs. I've got backups of all my progress. So anytime I make a change and it works well, I save that into the backup folder so that I can always revert. And then in the base folder, so if in the ROM folder, this is like the work in progress stuff. So some of these haven't been changed, like Valis 3. Okay, so Valis 3, so I've got this debug. So it just runs MAME with whatever I select. So if we do debug.sh rom/val, you'll see I successfully turn on H40 in this game. Maybe I reverted it. Yeah, I reverted it because it wasn't working properly. Okay, so we can open up our hex editor. I use HXD, which is a Windows program. I'm on Linux, but it's a good hex editor. So Ghidra. First, we'll look at this Valis one because it wasn't successful, and I'll just show you what we did. Entry functions. Did I even make notes about what yeah, so I think this is where, well, here, let's do this. Where's my notes at? Nano notes.txt. So this is basically C0000 is to access the VDP of the Genesis, the way that you interact with the video card, basically. And writing this word HC00 to 04 turns on H32. Writing 81 to 04 turns on H40. So now if we run Valis, this is a watch point. Watch point is on RAM, breakpoint is on code. So now we hit F5 to run the program, and you'll see at F4C, so you see the parentheses around A5 means it's the address at A5. So we're writing 8C00, which is in register D0. Here, HC00 is being written to C00004. So they're turning on H32 here. So that's at code PC equals F4C. So now if we go to Ghidra, you can see I've got it saying VDP H32. Now, where is D0 coming from? It's coming from this address. So it was written previously, but I think it does it twice maybe. And also, a lot of these games, like if you look at the sheet here, the Sega logo is in 32 mode. The title screen's in 32 mode. Like Mickey, everything is in H32 except for the gameplay. So, if I remember correctly, there was another place where it turns on. Yeah, it's this 1A blah blah. 1A CC8 is where, or maybe it's F4C, whatever. 1A CC8. So here's 8C. I guess I didn't do any notes on Valis. Oh, I did do notes. Let's see. So here's 8C00. If you look at my notes, there's two different places where it turns it on. So I'm just going to turn this 8C81, and I'm going to go 1AD28, 8C81. And now, after changing those two, let's quit this. If we run it again, now you see this area of the screen is the H40 difference. And the text is screwed up. So we've already got bugginess. Now we start the game. This whole area was not here before. So text is screwed up. Fast forward. HUD screwed up. This is the extended area. So this is like the dialogue of the intro. So the HUD is screwed up. Oh, she's saying like, I can't use my sword yet. You just have to scroll all the way. So like, this is exactly how most platform games are when you first turn on H40. Screens outside of gameplay are all screwed up. Probably have to repress. Like, I can't see the box that says the dialogue. And for this game, the HUD is screwed up. Pressing enter. So, you know, this game, I could. Come on. Okay, I'm getting the sword. Hurry up. Fast forward. So you can see exactly, you know, what's going on here. So now the HUD doesn't work. I'd have to fix that, which I can. You know, all the scrolling stuff is all based on the old boundaries. So this one possible is just going to be more work, you know. So closing that. So now I'll make a backup. ROM Valis H40 on. But, you know, the issue is if we go back and look at this, it would be much better if this remained H32 and we only turned on H40 when we get to the gameplay. This needs H40. All the other screens don't need H40. So what you have to do is, now we go to backup CrossFire. Original CrossFire. Sorry. So now we load CrossFire, which is a simple game. This is all H32. This is the original game. All of these title screen, intro, blah, blah, is all H32, right? We want that to stay H32 in the final ROM hack. Now it's going to scroll. It's going to go into the demo for a gameplay section. This is what needs to be changed. So what you need to do is, all these games initialize the VDP to either to H32 like at startup. So now we can go into the Ghidra you can see I did one. Mickey's not here because Mickey's a separate project, but all the other games I just put in here. So they all, like if we look at the functions, VDP init, this is 8C00. This is initializing H32 for the entire game one time. But what we need to do is leave this alone, and then when gameplay begins, inject a new initialization of H40 when gameplay begins, and when gameplay ends, we need to turn off H40, because if we don't, the VDP has been initialized as H32. If we don't turn it off H40, if we don't turn H32 on after gameplay, all of the title screen and everything is going to be in H32. Now, I mean, one solution to that is to turn on H32 at the title screen. I mean, there's different ways to do it, but the way I'm doing it here with CrossFire is I inject code which turns on H40 right before gameplay starts, and then I inject code to turn on H32 after gameplay starts. Oh, sorry, and this is relating to the demos. So, let's see. Oh, that's not what we wanted to do at all. You can see there's all the progress that I made. So the first one was like H40 on and off injections. And then after that, it's the demo. So if we look at this, I'll run into the gameplay. We've turned on H40 for the gameplay. Good. And we've also turned off H40. This is now H32. This is another injection. Good. However, I'm fast forwarding. If we let the demo play, it doesn't happen. It doesn't turn on H40. This is the second demo there's two different gameplay sections in this game. Okay. So it turns on H40. Good. However, after the demo ends, it does not turn on H32. See that? Not what we want. I mean, this is for the demo. It's not that big of a deal, but you want to make a correct hack, right? So that was this. And then after, I found the location where it turns off, where the demo ends. Because the thing is, gameplay ending and demo ending are two different pieces of code, right? So, okay, we'll look at this first. Turn on H40. Okay, so this is gameplay start. How did I find this? So, I mean, this is like the grinding. Oh, not LS. I mean, basically, here you go. This is the RAM. It's from FF0000 until FF. That's all the RAM. That's 64 kilobytes of RAM for the Sega Genesis. That's a relatively small amount, and this game doesn't even use a lot of it. Like, it stays empty. A lot of the RAM stays empty for a lot of the time. But anyway, how did I find that? You have to grind it out and go like this and start the game and look for values that change in the RAM for initialization. You know, stuff that's normally 0, and then when you turn the game on, or the gameplay begins, oh, now it's not 0 anymore. It turned to D. Or I'm not saying that's what it is, but I mean, I might have it in my notes. Sometimes I just did this kind of fast. Turn on H40 is in 810. How did I find? I mean, grinding. Like, and I label. You know, you have to have a Ghidra. You have to set up a Ghidra. So another thing I'll show you real quick. I'm not like an AI hater, but I don't think people understand what AI is, and LLM specifically, and I think they have really kind of limited use. But one use is, so, I mean, I can write Python, but I was always too lazy to learn the Ghidra scripting format. So, like, every single 68,000 program uses what's called vectors, or every CPU uses vectors. Vectors is like startup, where does the code start? IRQ, like interrupt, blah, blah, blah. Those are all vectors. So the vector at 0, 4 on all 68,000 programs is startup. So this is telling you every program starts the same way. Like if we start up True Lies. So I'm just giving you an example of how I start a Ghidra with nothing in it. If we do True Lies, I haven't even looked at this. So you can see MAME starts up in the debugger at the entry vector, 200. So this is where we start, right? Now this is MAME showing you all this code. If we go G200, this is entry. It's just text. It's not data. It's not code. It's not anything. Here it's code. Here it's nothing. So in Ghidra you have to press D. Now it's the same as in MAME, right? 200 is test this address. 200 is test. It's the same, but we had to press D to get that in Ghidra. So my whole spiel is I used an LLM to just write me this script, and then I messed with it to improve and add more instructions. So normally what I used to do, because I was too lazy to learn the Ghidra API and write a script myself, press D, find the next place. Or like 4E75 is the 68K opcode for return to subroutine. And there's more than 500 of these. And some of these are data at the end, but most, if not all of these in the beginning are code. And then the next line is probably code, even though this wasn't. This was data. Here, like 6.7, I just know because I've done so much hacking on this ISA. This is. Like, and you just do one, and it starts giving you a lot of code. So I used to just manually always do this for every project, and it would take a long time. It's accurate, but it, there's like so, and you can do a search advanced undefined data. So now it's only going to give you undefined. So now you go through, I'm pressing S, sorry. Boom, boom, boom. So anyway, we're going to undo that. Don't save. Use the script instead. Now the script has, it's not all roses. The script has false positives. I tried to get the LLM to like check every time it disassembled, and if it creates an error, then undo it, but it didn't. But anyway, if we do 4E75, all blocks undefined, I don't think anything's going to come up because the script did it. So the issue with the script is it's just too permissive or has too many entries, because some of these create false positives. And so, like this is false. I don't know why it does this, because I don't have 7742 anywhere here. But you know what it does? It finds some instruction that says jump to this address by accident or something. Anyway, that's false positive. And then you have to go in and clear it. I mean, you don't have to, because this is all data. None of this is code. You see this cursor down here? Nothing down here is code. It's all data. It doesn't matter. I mean, for the most part, it could be code, but probably not. But anyway, see, it screws up this. It's not all. Oh, so this is actually entry vector, and now it tells you what's referencing it. Like, anyway, we go to 200. Look, this stupid script screwed up. This is not data. This is like nothing, or it's errors. Anyway, D, what the? It's counting this as data. See, this is false positive. So the script is really like kind of a pain. But anyway, to do this quickly, it doesn't really matter that much. Like, these are good. This is crap. I don't know what. You don't have, whatever. Like, so getting back to CrossFire. Or are we in True Lies? We're in True Lies, I think. So I used that script on CrossFire and then did a bunch of manual cleanup and just looking at RAM to figure out how things work. And I found, for example, the very beginning, 810 is the start of gameplay. So if we do breakpoint 810, because we're looking, this is code, right? 810 is code. Fast forward, mash buttons. Okay, you see, this is what we want, a black screen. You don't want to be transitioning, you don't want to change the VDP mode when there's stuff on the screen, because then it looks screwy. Like, that's how I got Spiderman working like that, where you'll see, this is funny. Start game. Please start. What's going on here? Okay. This is still H32. See that? It transitions while there's stuff on the screen. So that's not the ideal place. The ideal place would be after this logo, the spider thing on the screen is that in between that. But anyway, this one, I've got it turned on and off, but probably turning on in the wrong place. And I haven't figured out how to get these tiles to load. But this game is more complicated than CrossFire, right? God, this video is going to be really long. So anyway, in my notes, you can see, if we scroll down, so I'm actually starting, I see injection area. Let's see, is this CrossFire? So this is like empty space in the ROM at the end. Basically, like when games used to use ROM chips, they had a defined size, and so there would almost always be empty space at the end, just filler. This is filler. So the beginning of the filler is here, and I made a note for that, of that for myself when I was getting prepared. So now when I actually, after I'd done that preliminary research, then I get started. So 810 didn't work. I put the code at 810 to change to H40, and it didn't work. So I just kept going, and I found, I think I had initially got two addressed. I think this is what I originally found. Like, so the reason I found this is probably because I was watching FF0412 or something about it, and as soon as gameplay starts, it's populated with a value. See that? It turns to 1. Like, so watch point, that address 1 byte writes. I'll turn it off. Watch point enable. So now if we mash, come on. So 4A, 8A is always clearing it all the time, because this was breaking when we were on title screen and stuff. So you want to look for like unique PCs. 4A26. So this is like maybe this is a timer that's counting down during this demo. Once it hits 0, FF0412. So I'm gonna make this happen faster. Oh, I screwed it up. So now 4A, 8A, just like before, this one's not unique, it's generic. It clears it, and then whatever happens next is initialization for gameplay. 7C540. 7C540. What? 7. Oh, I think I screwed it up. Oh, okay. Here we go. 9BA. So you see, you put notes in here, and then your Ghidra comes together. So it's the same thing as here. So that's how I found a different PC for start of gameplay. So at 99C, here's the very first thing that we're actually going to do using 99C. So watch point disk, breakpoint 99C. We reset, fast forward, mashing. It's only going to break at this black screen. Great. So in the original code, 99C moves hex 100 into this address. In our code, where I've put this injection, we're jumping to this address, which is at the end of code with all the 7C536. If we go to the original CrossFire, this is where, oh, you know why I didn't put it here? Because all this, I copied the H32 VDP init, thinking I could reuse it as H40, but I don't know, it didn't work. And it's fast. You know, this is like the original, yeah, see, I copied the H32 VDP init to 7C4F0, which is the beginning of the empty space. It was just this VDP init, but I changed this to HC81. But for whatever reason, it didn't work. And you don't need to go through all that. Like, if you look at my notes, I think it's Spiderman that just does this somewhere. It just turns on H40, and that's all it does. It just loads the VDP address to A5, and then writes 8C81 to A5, and that's it. You don't need any of the other stuff. So I didn't end up using this copy of the VDP init that I put here. So we're here, 7C536. 73 injection area 7C536 using 99C. So let's see what's happening at 99. At 99C, we're jumping to 536. So here's my injected code. Let's see, nano. What's the address? 73. Nano 73536. So this was the old, what I was trying to jump to my modified VDP init, and we're just not using that. So this is just the, where's that notes? This is what I copied from how they did it in Spiderman. 4BF900CO0004. Yeah, this is a load VDP to A5. And then this is 3B. Oh, here's the code to move 8C81 to that address. And then this is the original code from 99C. So when you do an injection, you remove what was there, you put a jump, but you have to restore the gameplay that was there, the code that was there originally. So if we look, 3D 7C01000014, that's what's right here. I could have written it nicely like that instead of just copying the data, but lazy. Like the assembler VASM uses the syntax that's not the same as MAME. I mean, whatever, just it works. And then at the end of this, we jump back to 9A2 after the injection. So now we're jumping, we're turning on, we're setting the VDP address, we're turning on H40, we're doing the original code that we erased from the injection or overwrote from the injection, then we're going back to where we came from. Boom, done. And then we can see it here. Load the address to A5. Initialize H40 by writing to H5. The original code from 99C. Go back to where we came from. So now we have H40. You don't see the black stuff on the side anymore. So that's the very beginning. We have one thing done. That's this. So now you need to turn off H40 after gameplay. So I had done in my preliminary research, I found these, which I don't know how, just going through the RAM basically. So turn off gameplay. I don't know which one I used. End of game. So I used this one. Maybe the other one didn't work, or maybe this is probably how I found it, because like if we sorry, I've got this paused. FF1C4. I don't know what this is. So this was like some value that I was watching, and during gameplay it's always 7413E 6C AF, but once I like run out of lives, and you can see the PC is always the same, or the same too. So here we go. This was unique, writing 9 to 241E. So that's how I found that. So let's see, was the injection we're going to turn off everything. So now we have to turn off H40 after gameplay, otherwise everything will be as we saw earlier. So I don't know if it's and I make notes to myself, like I did the injection here. I've got and the assembly, where's the assembler? 7C. What are we? I'm mixed up now. 7C. This is not what we want. Where did we go from 99C? I gotta open up 99C. Or I can do Nano 91C. Was it 90? Oh, it's 7C. Getting mixed up here. You got to be so organized when you do this, right? 536. 536. We want. Oh yeah, I did. I wanted this. So when we copied it, we go. So I always label the output of where it needs to be inserted, and we want to not control C because that will increase the size of the file. We want to control B to overwrite, and nothing's changing because that's what I had there. And you can see now my cursor is at 7C54A, and I made a note for myself. Injection area now 7C54A, and each time I do it, updated, 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 so I know where I should be pasting next time. So the next hack was at 2366. So I use 2366. 2366 turns off H40 after gameplay. So if we go to 2366, duplicate. So now we're going to play, fast forward, die, fast. Boom, we broke at 2366. We go here. And then we're doing basically the same thing as before, but just in reverse. Or, you know, now we're writing 8C00. Turn it off. I don't. What is this? Why are we doing that? What's 135E2? Wait, is this? Why are we doing that? We gotta check this out. 7354A. Oh, you know, that's the original code from 2366. Was to jump here. So that's what that is the original code from here. Derp. So now we've got H. Now this is back to H32, which is what we want. So if we look at the progress, boom, that's done. Now we have to turn on H32 after the gameplay demo, because I think, as I showed you before, the end of the gameplay demo, which we can see here, fast forward, when this ends, so this is like the updated latest version of the hack, H32 is turned on, but in the original game it doesn't turn H32 back on. So this was yet another, I had to find a breakpoint for when the demo is finished. I could have put this at the beginning of the title screen. Maybe it would have made more sense, but whatever. So then that's done. Now the next thing we had to do was move the HUD elements. So if we look at nano ROM backup CrossFire, yeah, I think this is what we want. Oh, not nano. Oh no. So, oh yeah, we can play. So this is not like a must-have. This is a nice-to-have. This was originally the right-hand border of the screen, and now this is the right-hand border of the screen. So now this stuff, ideally, is going to be moved over here. How did I find the X position of this? Kind of a pain. Like, this game was relatively really easy to hack so far. So, you know, I think what I did was I found the RAM address for bombs. So, like, if I unpause and use a bomb, or maybe it's lives, and it's nothing. What was this? This is like initialization of FFE. Oh, I have a FF. Okay. I think I have gameplay, timer, amount, scroll, gameplay, scroll, bomb use. Here we go. So this is like start of the game. I think this is giving you like bombs and lives and stuff. I don't know. Reduce bombs. Oh, it's this. Bombs is this. No, bombs is. Okay, let's. Oops. So yeah, this is like initialization. Just gave us 3 bombs to start with. I use a bomb, it breaks, and then this number is going to change. It looks like a Z, but it's a 2. So I think that was the basis that I used for figuring out. Like, you just go back from here, and you see what reads this. So when you do a watch point, these are both right, but instead I'm going to do a read, and it gave me back 3 bombs after I died. I just used a bomb. Now it's reading. All of these are reading the number of bombs I have, and this is reading the updated ones. So this is almost certainly, or probably, or could be reading to then write this graphic to the screen. You see? So I put a note here, reading bombs. You know, I'm putting notes. I think going up, I determined that this function is like HUD drawing. So this might be start. So this is all the places where HUD drawing gets called in the game. Gameplay start, draw the HUD. Use a bomb, draw the HUD. Whatever this is, draw the HUD. You know, you could like go back and figure out now, because you're fleshing out your Ghidra, like what this is. Why is it drawing the HUD here? You know, like there's all these different elements in the HUD. There's lives, there's bombs. This is like flares. So almost certainly, you know, we've got bombs. This is probably flares. Like, and if you scroll up, it'll reduce it by 1 somewhere. You know what I mean? That's how you, I mean, I don't know. So anyway, we don't care about that. We just want to care about moving the X position of all this stuff. This has to move. So these are all separate. This is 1, 2, 3 different things. This is 2 different things. This is 2 different things. So we have to move 4 things X plus. Boom. So we don't want to move the helicopter. We don't want to move this. Blue indicator above lives, that's this. Lives, that's this. Leave those alone. Bombs graphic, we want to change. Bombs number, we want to change. So it moves, I think the way it, you can see a pattern here. This is like the pointer to the address. This is something, they're all 2, so this is like generic. 140 is the X position. This is at offset 14, and it's a word. At offset 18, this is probably the Y position, which we don't care about. This D, whatever. This is what we care about. This offset A6 14. So boom, boom. And now if you go and see the file, you can see that I've changed it to plus hex 40. And in my notes, this is the 4 sections that are updated. So you see, boom, boom. Now, the on foot section uses a completely different HUD set of code because it doesn't have bombs in the on foot section. I think it only has flares or whatever that other thing is. So if we let the demo go to that on foot section, you can see, or it has some other thing. So basically the way I found that was on foot section. Oh, so I used 44, not 40. Or maybe for the on foot section I used 44. I don't know. Let's see. This was originally 140, and here it's 180. Maybe I don't know. I thought I was going to do 144. 8C. Okay, I just did 40. You know what I think I was able to do was like search for rights to this, like what was it? maybe it was this. I did some search that like, why? Oh, sorry. Well, that's too generic. I found there was something in here that's like generic about writing. Maybe it was this. There's still a lot of those. But I think that I just did this, and then, you know, that other, here's the HUD draw stuff. And then it was in the same function that I had already mapped out. So you just had to scroll down, and you can see it uses the same, like, format. So anyway, you know, let's see, what did I add here? 1AO. So 1AO minus 1. Okay, I added 40. I don't know. So that fixed that. On foot section done. Now we had to prevent scrolling too far so that the player cannot see the black stuff. ls rom backup cross. So now we want to see scroll BG before this. So what was the last one? On foot HUD moved. So if we keep going, you'll see here that if we start, the black stuff is already visible. Oh, it's like screwed up because of this. This black stuff, no, we don't want that. Here, I know what to do. When we play the game, if we it starts out okay, but if we scroll, we see this black stuff, which we don't want. So we have to change the background so that it doesn't permit scrolling all the way over, right? Which I've already done. Mashing. If we scroll over, it doesn't do it anymore, right? We can scroll to the left. We can scroll to the right. This is what we want for the background scrolling. We don't want to see that black stuff, right? So how did I find that? It's just a grind. So scrolling through RAM, combing RAM, visualizing RAM, looking at RAM. There's a whole bunch of different, oh, here's a string. So whenever you see stuff like this, you go data, string, and then something up here uses it. I wonder why it says credit there at the end of all this. That's so weird. Like I said, I think this game is a port of an NES game, which is really interesting. And that's probably why it uses 256. Although they could have just made it H40 from the start. Like, anyway, I ended up finding these values in RAM for scroll. And let's see. So we'll look at my notes. So you got to learn, if you want to be effective and do things well and quickly, learning the MAME debugger syntax is very handy. So like, if we, let's look at this breakpoint. So it only breaks, I just press left. It only breaks when I press left. So we move this scroll value from RAM into D0. If D0 is 0, then we don't do anything. This is like every frame, don't do anything, we don't scroll. The player didn't move. If it's not 0, then we move this value into D0. I don't know why they used indirect, but I think it's always this. Maybe they were planning on making it 2-player. I don't know. So this at FF012 was now read into D0. So we can see FF0412 is 13E, which is a scrolling address. It's like an X position. So you can see, forget about the top part. It's this, the word 013E. Now we're comparing 100 with 013E. So 013E BCC, I think it's BCC branch if BCC 68K. Branch on carry clear. Branch if it's comparing one to the other. So we branch like if it's smaller than if it's less than 100, we don't do anything. If it's greater than 100, then we need to scroll. So like this breakpoint 1 always breaks when you press left, but that's not like super effective. So now if we use this breakpoint 20F8 and then a condition only when D0 is greater than FE. So it goes negative when you go left, which is confusing, but anyway, it goes from FFFF to -2. It goes to like this. So it wraps around or whatever. Maybe I don't even need the 0, 0, but anyway, it works. So now I'm going to use this breakpoint and I press left and we're scrolling. But if I go to the left side of the screen, come on, it doesn't. I'm pressing left and it doesn't happen. Now if I go over and press left, it does happen because it needs to scroll. Because D0 is, or maybe it's greater than. I don't know what. You get the point. So that's for left. We don't care about left. So that's what I found first. We don't care about scrolling left. We only care about scrolling right. So then if you just, it's the same function. Like first it does left, then it does right, then it's the code for do nothing. And this is the key. This is how I really figured it out, I guess, because this is to skip past. We don't need to do anything. This means we scrolled left and we need scrolling. So let's do something. Okay, we write to this RAM address, whatever was in middle click to highlight all the same in Ghidra. So then we write. So this is generic for whether you scrolled left or scrolled right, and it needs scrolling. So not only does it come from here, it also flows down. Like I think this is scroll right test. Now we're testing for moving right, and you see this is only when we go scroll right. Then it just flows. Like if we didn't need to do anything, we skip. If we scroll right and we need to do something, then we write it here. So this gets hit both by jumping, branching from here, and by just the flow of the PC down. So this is going to break either when we need to scroll left or right. So then I just looked up and found this. So then the challenge is, first I thought it would be changing this, but changing this doesn't do what we want. So it was this. And this is where you get, sometimes the most effective way to go about things in ROM hacking is just to like change values. Like you see this 80, change it to 90, and then reopen the ROM and see what happened. You have to be organized and you have to go back and undo it if it didn't do what you wanted to do. But anyway, changing this to 40 makes it so BG doesn't show black, because if we do 320 minus 256 in hex is 40. So we reduce this by 40. So now when the screen scrolls, it scrolls 40 pixels earlier. So that's, oh, here we go. I found the, whatever this was. Oh, the compare is how I found it. No matches found. Oh. No matches found. No matches found. I didn't like my copy from Mousepad or whatever that. So there's only a couple of these. So these might be, who knows. I think I tried breaking these and these didn't break. Like, we can try it. Oh, I'm so thirsty. What were the other ones? And then we play the game. this one broke when I think I hit. Oh, this one's breaking when I do nothing. Or let's see. Up, down. Okay, right. 210E. I already had that. So we're going to breakpoint just 5. So we still have these 4. Breakpoint 2, 366A. I think breakpoint 2. When we scroll right, but this is some other thing. I'm not sure what this is about. One of these is going to be if I go to the right of the screen. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. And then I scroll to the left. It's hard to test this game when enemies are always killing me. I guess it's not for... I don't know where those other ones are. You know, it might be like during the on-foot demo. Let's see. Crossfire. You'll get caught up in the crossfire. Those power-ups all hit the right side of the old... Okay. 2212. Yeah. Boundary during on-foot. So I think later on I went and changed this. Yeah. So I changed this as well. If we go to 2212, I changed this from 80 to 40, so that fixed on foot. So this is all done. Now, what I'm currently working on, and should be the end of this project. Now, if we play, the player can't scroll. So, like, if we go to the left, you can scroll almost to the all the way to the edge. It should be like that over here because I can't go to the side. Why not? Like, there's no reason why I can't go over there. And also, let's see, the power-ups are coming in a second. You'll see when the power-ups come in, they do this thing where they bounce off the right side. I mean, you know, you have to make choices. Oh, here's the power-ups. They all, this is the old boundary, and they all hit that and don't go beyond it. Is that important to change? I don't know. I mean, is anybody going to play this? Probably not. Like, I did it because, basically to make this video. This is probably like the easiest possible H40 hack you could ever do. Oh, it actually did leave the screen on the right. That was interesting. So you can see I have to do it for the plane section and the on-foot section because it always does the code differently. So now I have a question. Where is the X position in RAM? I don't know. So, I mean, I can try to do this in the video, but, you know, this is grinding. This is like, this could take hours. This could take years. This could take, you know. So, key F6. Let's do a save state. And now I'm literally moving left and right and looking at RAM. You know, you think it's like magic? It's grind. You can do it in more efficient ways, like comparing dumps of RAM, but it's going to give you lots of false positives. Like, all this stuff's moving all the time. That's not me. It's just moving all the time. This could be exposition. It could be a bazillion things. So that's not what we want. I'm just shooting because the enemies always kill me. Like, I have to stay alive. You know, this could be a clue. If I found the power-ups in RAM, I guess the power-ups are sprites. So one thing you can do is dev, SGDK, Regen. I have to use this program, Crossfire, VDP debugger. So everything's either sprites or tiles, and I'm 99% sure that those power-ups are sprites. And so, Guatemala, we can see, like, the helicopter is a sprite. Pause. All the shots are sprites. So, like, God, I have to play to where the power-ups are on screen. Let's see if they're going to get disappeared or not. Can I pause the system? Pause emulation. Okay, cool. So we just have to wait for those power-up sprites to come. But the thing I don't understand is the XY values that it gives in the debugger are not accurate to what the screen is. That might be how the system works in general. I haven't decoded that. It would be really helpful to know, because some of these don't move, and like the HUD stuff. Okay, here we go. P, pause. Is that it? Yeah, so these, oh, it's using two separate sprites for the P and for the, so I don't know how, like, I don't know how I would use this information to then determine where this is in the debugger. I don't know why it shows, maybe it's, I don't know, I don't, like this, is this accurate? Maybe that is the X and Y position of it. But where's this? The Y position can't be 317 because the whole screen is 224, so that's not accurate. But the X, I mean, they're the same. I don't know how to debug. These are like, this is this one. This is this one. Wait, isn't it? See, something's real screwed up because this orange ball should be, you know, I guess this Y position might, this is not 77, is it? Whatever. So these are definitely sprites. So if they're sprites, it means that somewhere in RAM, it's keeping track of where those sprites are. So here again, just moving left and right, looking at RAM. Moving left and right. Okay, so this is almost certainly beginning at FF0520. Sprites at, so this is like this is like all, it's keeping track of all the sprites in the game. So these are somewhere in here. Maybe not, I don't know. Oops. CrossFire. Where am I? I'm lost. So like, you know, each one of these could be a bullet shot, because those are sprites. But you know, yeah, those are bullet shots because, see, like, I think, come on, it's such a hassle. Like, I should have a cheat and turn on invincibility. That would make this so much easier. Where is the left and right? So, you know, nothing's moving, so it's not that. Let's see, the power-ups are here. It's okay, this is not power-ups either, so we just keep moving. I'm going to remove that note from my notes. No. Where did I get game over? Screw you. So, is this... Another good way to figure out this is like initialization of gameplay, because it'll give some value of where the player should start. And you can look at the pseudocode in C maybe to make it more clear. I don't know. Okay, so this is... like the player's X position. I don't know. This is like junk. Gameplay start. But then you can look and see what called it. And one of these around it might be it. Oh, this is all data. Like this could be a Y position. FF0412. We looked at that before. Let's see. This is a scroll thing, though. I don't know if this is our actual position. Yeah. Okay, the way that you know... Yeah, okay, that might be it. The litmus test is it moves when you're moving, and then it stops moving when you get to the boundary. That means it's not about scroll, it's about your position, and it does. So I think this is actually player X position. So now we want to chain. What do we want to look at? Reads or writes? Let me think about this. Read, because it reads it and then checks it against a boundary. And I think the boundary was 170. 4A, 2A. So this might be not. This is generic always. This might be 4A, 2A. Let's see. What? Did I go to the right place? Let's see. Sub. What's D2? This is. It's a D2. I always like to label the leave, because then you can see, like, you know, what's telling you to leave or not. This might be the boundary right here. If this is 0, I don't know if this actually counts. Let's see. Oh, there's a bunch actually. I should have kept hitting F5 because... So we can see 20D4 is generic. Here is generic. 4B64 is generic. 4B64 is generic. 84DE is generic. 84DE, 84EA, 20AE, 2. So they're all generic. So none of those is probably what we want, unfortunately. Let's see what this watch point 6 is. A6 plus 20 is... So let's see how this changes as we scroll. God. So starts at 0. Is it moving all the... It's like updating all the time. Oh, I'm dead now. What the hell is this thing? This might just be like, are you alive or dead? No? Weird. Alright. I don't care about that. Because anyway, it just makes us leave. I mean, we got to figure out how it... maybe I can change this to right and then greater than. Because it might... no, it doesn't write higher than that. Let's go back to having it... God. Leave me alone, helicopters. Okay, it never breaks for this condition, so how about we just do the regular right? It's going to be every frame. Stuff that breaks on every frame is usually not helpful. 20BC, so we just got to go through and check these. Right, X pos. We have to look for a compare. This is scroll stuff also. I don't think we want scroll stuff. 4A2. I mean, I don't. This X position might not be an X position. I mean, does this normally... Let's see when this breaks. This might be like, I don't know. It's something like scrolling the whole screen, or the enemies are not what we want. Oh God. So, you know, this is the grind. Like, is this what you want to do with your time? I doubt it. And nobody's gonna care about CrossFire. You know, there's some games on this list that could be really cool in H40, but I mean, this is not a bad game for sure. This is not like Kusoge. Where... Oh, I just gotta find the stupid boundary. Because there could, you know, that there could be like multiple of the X position of the ship. Okay, this is not it. Oh wait, stuff's moving. Wait. Okay. I move and nothing happens. I move and nothing happens. I move and nothing happens. Oh, something. This is moving by itself, I think. So even with this measly 64 kilobytes of RAM, I mean, you can see we're not that close to the end. There's still a lot of data to go through, a lot of RAM to sift through. This looks like it might not be moving, but it looks like it's the same structure as what was up here, so this might be like a series of things that we don't care about. Maybe. Let's see, how about this? No, definitely not. Wait, I thought maybe this down here. Is this always moving? Yeah, this is always moving. What was this? FF0412. Oh, we're far away from that now. It might be. No, it's not. It might be that FF0412 or somewhere around there. Okay, this is like all empty. It's all empty until down here, and I don't. Here's some like programmer credit. Hi, hooray! This is not it. We're about to like just go back to FF0412. I think this is always changing stuff that we don't care about. All right, so that FF0412, if we look at like FF0400, let's see if there's anything else around here. I think that's the only one that is. Once I start shooting, you can see those RAM values start changing a lot. Is this always? No. What is this? That 180.62 that the cursor's on. I think that only changes when we changes to a certain thing when we hit the edge. No, oh wait. Yeah, I think when we hit the left side, it's no piece of crap. 8F42. No, it stays 8F4. Okay. Oh boy, I don't know. We can try to look at this one more time. So FF0412 changes to 170, and when it's at 170, then it doesn't let us move anymore. Let's see, 170. Oh, it's already hex. What's 170 and 368? Why is 170? Okay, well let's search for the value. This is like desperation mode. Oh, look at that, Mamma Mia. So there's a bunch. So basically, we just have to set breakpoints for these. This is why that script is useful, because as much as it like puts out junk, it also probably gave us all this without me having to manually do it. But look, reads in player X position into D0 and then compares D0 with 170. That sounds like a win. Well, like, let's start over and then just start pumping some of these. Breakpoint 131C, breakpoint 155, breakpoint. Close this, close this, close this. Now, hopefully, when we scroll to the right side, something will break. And it didn't. Were there more of them? Anything that's moving 140 is probably what we want, because what'll happen is it'll go higher than 170, then it compares to C, if it's higher, and if it's higher, it'll write 170 back. So I bet it's going to be this or this, and this is probably the plane section, and this is probably the on foot section. Guatemala. Oh my god, it did not break. Come on, are you for real? Why? Why? So, oh, there's two of them back to back. I mean, we can start doing some breakpoints like around it, before it. Crossfire, you get caught. I can't believe it's not breaking. I'm really surprised that none of these are even breaking at all. They're not breaking at all. See, if it shows this HUD draw thing, I don't know. That's probably not what we want. But this looks so promising, and it's not breaking. That's really. I thought that I had made a big breakthrough here, folks. And there's like, oh, that 1 2 1 2 FE broke when moving left. Let's see. Do we break at 11? Yeah. So now we move 14A6. Is 14A6 the one that we? Yeah, that's the X position, 1316. Oh, so it labeled it. See how nice Ghidra is? So D0 holds X position. Compare. So wherever this does it, okay. 1338 might be what we want. Oh. No. What? 1338 is like, maybe this only breaks when we turn. This is the demo playing, by the way, not me. Break when moving right. But there's no compare here. That's not what I expected. Like 16B4. Wait, is this? What is this? 12. 1338. When moving right, is this related to it? Let's see what this is. I gotta end this video because this video is gonna be like a bazillion years long. Okay, this might be something. Oh, it's just, this is just my input. This is reading my inputs. God, what? See, there's so many of these that read and write to the player's X position. I guess, God, you would think that we would be able to find this position thing. Oh, what do we get here? What is this? What? 154 FC. Power-ups? Oh, this might be the boundary for the power-ups, maybe. Let's see, E5. Yeah, is this like this? I think we might have inadvertently found, wait. Yeah, I think that's power-ups. Watch, I bet that'll only break when the power-ups are on the screen. So we didn't find the player, but we found the power-ups. I'm going to try to fast forward and get to the power-ups. It's going to start breaking as soon as that ship appears, I think. Or as soon as he poops out his power-ups. Yeah. Okay, so this is power-ups 154 EA. So this is like, remember how the sprites were in two parts? This is like power-up sprite A, boundary right. Oops. This might be the left side. This whole function might be power. I'm just gonna guess. Power-ups 1547A. It's not necessarily that, but whatever. Who cares? So I'll add this to the to-do. I'll put this fix power-ups X position being allowed to move further. Boundary checks at 1526, 1552C plus 40 equals 1BO. So now I'll end it after this. This should be successful with not completing what we wanted to do, but something that is meaningful and basically the same. So from 170 to 1BO, where's the next one? 1BO. Now we cannot use the old save state because it will restore the old binary, so we will make a new save state, Guatemala. Now we have to play until the power-ups show up, and now the power-ups should scroll to the far right instead of hitting that old boundary. Where's the plane? There's the plane. Spit them out, poop them out. Let's see. Do they go? Yeah. No. No. What? That didn't. All right. Well, that was not successful. Let's revert. 170, 170. Oh, there's more? There's another set here. Oh, did I do the wrong place? I did. Oh my god. This is probably for the on foot section. Oh my god. BO. BO. Okay. Take two. Take two. Guatemala. Come on, give me those power-ups. Give me those juicy, yummy 3 Ps. Oh, come on. Give me those 3. You know, if I was like doing a more in-depth, long-term serious hack for this game, I would turn on invincibility cheats. Okay. No, I think they did not go all the way. Maybe they went further than normal. Please. Yeah, buddy. They went all the way. That was it. That was it. And then this is probably on foot. Power-ups on foot 155. Guessing that this is for on foot. I don't even know. I've never played the on foot. I don't even know if it has power-ups, but we're going to change this to BO and this to BO. And then we're going to CrossFire power-ups X boundary right increased. So now the only thing that's left is this, and God, anything that is this compare should be what we want, and there's not even that many of them. So these 4, there's 9 of them. So these, and this one's like isolated. These 4 almost certainly should be for the power for the player, tank, or player on foot. I don't know, dude. But they didn't break. All right, I'm trying one last thing. CrossFire. This is the end. This is the end of it all, folks. Oh, we broke it. Break. Okay, this is not what we want. Okay, break. I just pressed. Please let me. Just pressing right, I broke. 131A. Breaks when pressing right. What's D0 here? Okay. I think maybe, let's just change this and see what happens. BO. What was it? FF0412, something like that. Was that it? Should be here. Was it that? I have it in my labels. Yeah, I was right. Okay. Please let this be the crazy. Okay. I think it did it. I think we did it. Yeah, we did it. Okay. And now we have to find the one on foot. So like this is movement bound game plane. Then is this right after that? I don't know how to get to the let's see the format. If it has this, let's see if I can. Oh, God, I don't know. I don't know which one of these. Maybe I should. Let's see the format here. Move, compare, BCC. Move, compare, BCC. Move, compare, BCC. Move, compare, BCC. I don't know when these other ones break. Yeah, okay, I can just look at the demo maybe. Okay, does this break? It does not break during gameplay at all. I should probably just change all of those, but let's watch the demo. I think we're done. I think I'm done with this. Let's watch the demo for the on-foot gameplay and see what happens. Okay, 16cc. So this 1556 is something else. Yeah, moving right, it breaks at 16cc, so that's good. But what the hell are 1556 and 1BBE for? What are these? When do these happen? Is there some other gameplay section that I'm unaware of? Oh, the demo's screwed up because of the positioning. Oh no, maybe not. Dude, I mean, I should probably just change those other two instances just to be on the safe side. What was it? 1556 and 1 BBE. And then we're done. I'm done with this. This is not a bad game, by the way. Where was it? I think it's here. Yeah, OC40 BO. 1 BBE. OC40 BO. Alright. CrossFire. Movement X boundary right increased. And we're done.